a beginner's guide to the magical world of medicinal plants. Always do your own research. Always stay up to date on any supplements you may be taking. Always consult your healthcare provider before starting any herbal remedy, especially if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or have pre-existing conditions. And if you're taking any medication, whether it's over the counter or prescribed, because some herbs can cause contraindications, mess with the effectiveness of your medication, and in some cases make it absolutely ineffective. Also, I am not a doctor. I am simply a herbal beginner herbalist trying to make the world a more natural place, one herb at a time. And with that out of the way, welcome back, my botanical babes and my funky fun guys, to Medicinal Mondays with Ray, where we talk about all things medicinal, magical, herbal, and holistic. Blessings and good vibes to you this day. I'm Ray. I'm so excited to be in the kitchen this week. I am so excited to film this week. I've had a bit of a sneezing fit, so I apologize for that. This week's video, I've had so many questions about women's health and what are some of the best herbs to use. There are quite a few. I'll touch on them later on, but this week's video is centered around red raspberry leaf. And like I said, it's not the only one for women's health, and it might not be right for everyone, but it's one of the most easily accessible, nourishing, and it's a great foundational herb. So it's a good place to start. It's very, oh fuck it, let's just get into the video.
Red raspberry leaf has a long history in European folk medicine and in indigenous traditions, especially when it comes to women's health and nourishment. For generations, it was considered a foundational herb. So, not something used in emergencies, but something worked with consistently over time. Traditional midwives often turn to red raspberry leaf to help tone and strengthen the uterus, supporting the body before, during, and after pregnancy. Rather than forcing labor or masking discomfort, this plant was used to help the body do what it already knows what to do, just with a little more strength and balance. But beyond pregnancy, red raspberry was also valued as a nourative tonic, offering minerals and gentle support during time of physical depletion, heavy menstrual cycles, illness, or recovery. And it was often prepared as a long steep tea, taken daily, woven into their everyday life, rather than reserved for moments of crisis. There are better herbs for that. But this herb carries a legacy of slow medicine, building, nourishing, and supporting the body, in quiet, consistent ways rather than like heavy impacting. But what else does it do? Red raspberry is a uterine tonic. It's an astringent. It's a nourative for sure. It's also anti-inflammatory. And its traditional use was a parturient. Parturient? But what does it all mean? Raspberry leaf is best known for women's reproductive health, but its reach goes wider than that. Like it helps tone and strengthen the uterus, supports menstrual cramps and heavy bleeding. It nourishes during pregnancy and postpartum when appropriate. It supports fertility and cycle regulation. It can help with digestive tone and mild diarrhea, provides minerals like iron, calcium, magnesium, and potassium, all very, very important. This is a long game herb, nourishment, not instant results. There are other herbs for that. The red raspberry also has some side quests that just don't get enough love because it does more than women's health. red raspberry is a great digestive support because of its astringent action. It can actually help tone the digestive tract. It can ease mild diarrhea. It can calm irritated gut tissues. It's gentle enough for like this most sensitive systems, even children in the appropriate doses. Very, very mild. It's good for blood and tissue support. Like as a neurative, it provides iron and trace minerals, helpful for rebuilding after illness or blood loss, heavy menstrual bleeding. Supports tissue repair and integrity, especially when they feel weak or depleted. It's got mild anti inflammatory support. So it can help calm low grade inflammation, support joint tissue and comfort. It can soothe inflamed mucous membranes in the gut and the throat. Speaking of throat, it is also a great gargle or mouth rinse. It can support your gum health. It can soothe sore throats, and it can help with minor mouth irritation too. So, like, use it as a gargle if you're having some dental issue or some mouth health issue. It's good for your immune support too. It's very, very gentle. It's not a stimulant, but it supports the body during recovery and helps maintain resilience through mineral nourishment. And it also is a great skin support internally and externally. Internally, minerals support skin health, but externally, a cool tea can be used as a gentle wash for irritation, supports for minor rashes or inflammation, make it into like a poultice. It's especially useful or helpful when skin issues are tied to internal depletion. So when the body is not quite top notch, it's out of balance, it's not very, you don't feel good, more or less. It's a good, nourishing tonic, as I've said over and over, but it does help support the body in a lot of ways. You just got to take it regularly. That's all. Just got to take it on to regular. So, who is it good for? This herb may be especially supportive for people looking to nourish and strengthen the reproductive system over time. My botanical babes with heavy or uncomfortable menstrual cycles, this bitch included. Been drinking it heavy the last few days, making some tea right now. Folks wanting a gentle food like herbal ally rather than something that's very stimulating. Like I said, this is very, very gentle. It's not something you notice, it's over time. Anyone who's feeling depleted, rundown, or mineral deficient. People recovering from blood loss, illness, or long periods of stress, grab yourself some tea. Sensitive digestion, calming, toning support, this one's for you. If you're seeking long-term womb or pelvic support, this is a great one. Anyone wanting to build a consistent, nourishing tea ritual, highly recommend. I harvested and dried so much raspberry leaf last year. Like, I got this one. I got this one. And I know there's another one back there. But I put it in every single cup of tea that I drink. I find it doesn't have much of a flavor. It's not bitter. It's not overly sweet. It's kind of like neutral. So I like to use it as a filler herb, for lack of a better word. Um, Filler meaning if I need to add something extra to make the tea a little bit more. I don't really know how to explain it unless you're a tea drinker, then you get it. Um, but it's just a lovely herb to add to any cup of tea, really. Yeah. Yeah, like it is so great just to add into a tea or even like a salad or anything really. Um, Very neutral. Very, very neutral herb. So if you're one of them folks that need any of that, raspberry leaf is your girl. Tea break. Tea break. Thank you for this tea. Oh, she's gonna be good. She's gonna be good. Speaking of tea, huh? But speaking of tea, and speaking of the folks who can take red raspberry, we should probably discuss some safety things and people and folks who shouldn't take red raspberry. Although it's generally safe and very, very mild, people in early pregnancy, unless you're guided by a trained herbalist or provider, stay away from red raspberry. Those with a history of very fast or intense labor, um, it could cause some damage. Folks who experience strong uterine cramping from tonifying herbs. So if you already take a toning herb and you find that it makes it worse, avoid red raspberry. If you're asked to avoid tonics for medical reasons, stay away from this one. And folks who are looking for immediate symptom relief rather than long-term support, this one's not for you. But I got an herb for that too, which I will mention later on. I'll touch on a few. Oh my God. That is a good cup of tea. Mm. Mm. And since we talk about all things medicinal and magical here on this channel, red raspberry energetically carries that mother energy, that nurturing Empress card energy, but not just in motherhood, in self holding, strength, inner stability, compassion, all of those things motherly. It's associated with womb wisdom, feminine resilience, protection, and nurturing, ancestral connection through the maternal line. It's a beautiful ally for womb rituals, moon work, or reconnecting with your body after burnout. I find it very lovely, not only as an addition or a filler, but just as there's just something about it that makes you feel cared for. It makes you feel cared for in every cup of tea. Mm. I've said over and over that red raspberry isn't the only herb for women's health. It may not be right for everyone, but it is one of the most accessible, nourishing, and just an overall foundational herb, which is why it's often a great place to start, my botanical babes, when you're trying to figure out your own personal health. But other herbs that are fantastic for women's health are Vitex or chastity tree for hormone signaling, Dawn K for blood building and circulation, Black Cohosh for menopausal support. That one, my menopausal botanical babes, check out Black Cohosh. Nettle for deep mineral nourishment. Nettle is very, very good for that. And Shatarvari for reproductive and hormonal balance. These are more targeted and individualized herbs, though. They're for specific things if you're looking for specific things. But red raspberry is like your overall easy, gentle companion. But I also want to take a moment and honorably mention cramp bark. I use it every moon cycle, every period. I'm drinking that cramp bark, and as bitter as it is, it freaking works. And it's especially good for like the acute cramping. It's not like red raspberry where you take it over time. Cramp bark actually is something that is like instantaneous when it comes to menstrual cycle support and cramping. Oh, buddy. And like I said, as bitter as it is, I will drink it. Ugh. Anyway, thank you for joining me in the kitchen. With all these questions about women's health, I thought this would be a great herby friend to explore this week. I'm so glad I did because I learned so much more about red raspberry, and I hope you did too. And if this video has helped you, don't forget to help your soil sister out. Like and subscribe and share the channel so we can build our soil tribe. And it costs nothing, not a damn thing, to make the world a more natural place. One herb at a time. So until next time, my botanical babes, my funky fun guys, stay natural. And may your Mondays be magical.